Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 5th. This week, we are going to jump right in here, Leo, and we are going to just take a look at what is going on for you this week. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time, Leo. Also, please make sure to only follow the social media accounts linked in the pinned comment down below. There are a ton of scammers. I will never ask you for money, and I will never offer personal readings. So make sure that if someone claiming to be me or any other reader asks you for money or personal readings, probably a scammer. So you should probably report them. Definitely if they're claiming to be me. But Leo, you start off with the World card here. I mean, this is kind of your card. You usually show up in the bottom corner of the World card. So I feel in a lot of ways that you're kind of entering into this reading as yourself in a lot of ways. So I kind of like that. There's clearly some sort of new beginning. Every single reading, I'm on the last two readings, and every single reading this week has been about a new beginning. I don't really think it's a surprise. We have Uranus going retrograde, also Jupiter. And so you might be saying retrogrades, why would that be something new? Well, what I would say is it's probably not really something new that you're starting. It's probably something that you're more upgrading, if that makes sense, because it's like you're entering into a period of innovation, which is what we see in this first row. You have the Ace of Wands. You have the Three of Swords, which we're going to talk about, but you have the Moon as well. The Moon is a card of innovation. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning, but a very innovative energy, very creative. And you have the Magician as well, so very creative energy here. And I feel that you're kind of, maybe you're not starting something new in your life, but you're probably upgrading or innovating upon something that already exists. You have a couple of portal cards here. The World represents a portal, and the Four of Wands here as well. You also have the Moon can also be a portal as well. So I feel that maybe you are kind of entering into this time where you're walking into darkness. You don't really know where you're going, but I feel like you're going in the right direction. It's crazy. The Moon is right here on this card, so I feel like they are connected. You have the Ace of Wands, the Magician, and the Queen of Swords here. I feel like this is saying don't try to logic something with the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is a good card to have for you, but I also feel like it's like not really a warning. I just think that it's kind of like saying don't try to be too logical at this time. I feel like being more creative and following your inspiration is going to lead to a lot more success right now. Ace of Wands, very inspirational energy, is a card of being inspired to do something. Magician is a new beginning, and so I feel that, and it also kind of like says you have mastery over all the suits of the tarot here, Leo. But I feel like it's asking you to kind of like be very creative at this time. There's definitely some sort of like very passionate like new beginning coming in for you here. The Ace of Wands is like a card of very strong desires and very strong passion. So there's something that you're going to be very passionate about. What's the problem, Leo? Knight of Wands, not sure if you should commit or not. Two of Swords here. I get a very indecisive energy. 10 of Cups. Leo, this is going to make you very happy. Number one, right off the bat, I feel like this could be love, could be with an air sign. We've talked about this for weeks now. I almost get the sense that some of you are either with a new air sign recently, as I've said before. If you are, I feel like there could be questions, but I feel like this could lead to marriage in the future. And the reason, people always ask me, why do you say could? Well, tarot can't force you to do anything. That's why. So it's like if you don't want to get married, some people don't want to get married, right? Some of you will decide not to marry this person, but I feel like if you wanted to, you could, right? And there's definitely marriage potential. 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. I feel like you have a lot of questions about it, and probably because of past experience is what I would say to you. Other than that, I get a very indecisive energy. It's almost like something is not a sure thing, right? Is what I'm getting here with that Two of Swords, Leo. So I feel like I said this to you in one of your recent readings, where it's like kind of like something is a risk, it's like something, and the reason it's a risk is because it's not a sure thing. The reason it's not a sure thing is probably because it's something that's never been done before. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you could be maybe you're getting a job offer at a business that's new, right? That can be very scary because if it's a new business, it's like, what happens if they go out of business, right? Or something like that. For others, I feel, I also do get here that for those of you looking for a job or a career, it's like there are going to be opportunities here that I see, especially going this way, opportunities where you're going to be very happy. Queen of Swords says you are actually very clear on the outcome, but there could be jobs coming in for you that are kind of like in new industries, right? And that's what like really what I feel for you, Leo, where it's like kind of like you're doing something new and it's never been tested before. And that's what I'm getting, especially in work, in career, or business for you, Leo. I feel like you're doing things that have just never been done before. So it's like you're not really sure if there's a future. That's what's popping into my head. Same thing in love. Again, I feel like in love, some of you are just not sure if there's a future. You're afraid of being heartbroken here with that Three of Swords. Is what I would say there. But again, I feel like some of you, especially work and career-wise, it's like you're not sure if there's a future. Reminds me of like the early days of YouTube, right? It's like, do you think anybody knew that they'd be making money off of YouTube at the beginning? No, probably not, right? It's very uncertain, right? And that's kind of like what I'm getting for you here. You have this right here, lay a solid foundation. I almost feel like this is your safety net, right? I feel in a lot of ways, if you're wanting to avoid a heartbreak in love, the Beaver spirit here is saying that as long as you have the solid foundation in place, as long as you have all the foundational things in place, you'll be perfectly fine, right? And so that's what I would do here. It's like, I don't really have any good examples or good advice other than the fact that it's like successful relationships, they probably, if you Google it, right, you'll probably find out that the most successful relationships, they do a certain set of things, right? They probably go on dates. They probably do things to keep the romance alive, which I feel like people forget about all the time, right? I'm always preaching, keep the romance alive in a relationship because romance goes away, right? If you don't do something to, keep it alive, right? People in successful relationships probably communicate, right? It's like as long as you're doing those things, you'll be fine. You'll have something to fall back on is what this card is saying to me. Same thing in business as well. It's like successful businesses, they do certain things. Here's the thing as well that I think that this card is saying, especially with the Magician, it's like saying there's a million ways. There are a million different ways to do this, right? As I say, there's a million ways to skin a cat, right? So it doesn't really matter which you pick. I would say if you want to be successful in business, find a successful business and model whatever they're doing, right? If you want a successful relationship, do whatever people do in a successful relationship, and you'll be successful. And you really only have to do the bare minimum, right, is what that card's saying to me, because you're just doing the foundational stuff. You have the Three of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles here. I don't like this King of Pentacles. I don't like the King of Pentacles in general, for the most part, but he looks super skeptical here, and I feel like this is saying don't be a skeptic. Not as in your beliefs, but again, maybe you're looking at a successful relationship and you're like, I'm not going to do that. I feel like this is saying like, don't be too proud, to do something that works, basically. Pretty simple row. There's not, a lot going on here. I do feel like this middle row wants you to avoid a heartbreak. Yeah, Page of Cups, definitely new love. I feel some of you are definitely dealing with a new person already. I've been feeling this for you for weeks here, Leo, and it comes up for you all the time. So I feel like you've been dealing with a new person for a while. Ace of Cups, this is true love here, Leo, and the Magician. The Magician really just tells me that look at, Magician pointing towards the Four of Wands, marriage. Like I said, some of you have attracted the person that you're going to marry. Some of you will be attracting the person that you're going to marry if you want to get married. If you don't want to get married, again, marriage could be anything. It could be a contract in business. It could be you marrying a job. You having a commitment at work. So there's definitely some sort of marriage coming in for you. It doesn't have to be love marriage. It could be, like I said, a job, a contract. You could be buying a house, anything. I'm getting all sorts of things. Something, Four of Wands is just a celebration. And it's also an accomplishment as well. So I feel like you're accomplishing something really, really great here, Leo, with this energy. And I definitely like where that's going. You have the Ten of Cups as well, which is like fortune after difficulty. So there's like a lot of improvements coming in for you here. Next, you have the Six of Pentacles. I feel that you're creating more financial balance in your life. I really feel like I get this like feeling of like really needing to go for something like on a much deeper level. It's like maybe you have a business and maybe you make a certain amount of money, but maybe they're like the top 1% of your business makes more, right? I feel like you really need to like go for the gold is what this is saying. Same thing in relationships as well. It's like maybe you're in a good relationship, but maybe it could be significantly better. I feel like this is kind of really asking you to push it because, sometimes like what's popping into my head right now is like the Deviant Moon Tarot. It's like in that deck, the Six of Pentacles, the guy has like 5 pentacles behind him and he's only giving 1 pentacle. It's kind of like saying you could push it to the limit and give more, right? And I feel like that's what this is kind of saying. I understand kind of like wanting to hold back, right? You have the moon. The moon could say that there are certain fears, worries, anxieties. Pretty much you're uncertain about the future and something. So it's like maybe you're afraid to commit to something 110%. And again, for some of you, I feel like this is love. For others, like I was saying earlier, I feel like this could be a job, career in an industry that's new or newer, or it could be you starting a business that's newer. And so it's like I'm kind of looking at this moon card as not giving 1,000%. Here's the thing. Look, a deer on that card, like it almost looks like exactly the same one right here. So I feel for some of you, it's like saying, go down the path on the moon. Right? It is uncertain. It is, you aren't sure of the future, but you will be successful. You have the moon, temperance, and the Four of Wands. Again, I feel like this is what is at the end of the moon, is the Four of Wands, which is a card of celebration, accomplishment, reaching a finish line. It's also a card of great freedom as well. So I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like saying that you will be set free from any like limitations that you've been dealing with here with this Four of Wands. You have the Devil. Yeah, fears, being bound to the past is what I would say here. You have the Tower here with the Temperance card and the Page of Pentacles, New Beginning. I wouldn't really worry about that Tower. What's popping into my head here, Leo, is there's like a saying by Zig Ziglar, I think it was Zig who said this, but he says, I don't actually remember what the saying is, so don't quote me on this. Somebody will know in the comments what I'm talking about. But he basically says it's better to be a meaningful specific than it is to be a walking generality, meaning that, and that's like the energy that I'm picking up here in the first row. I'm kind of getting this like, I don't want to say people-pleasing energy, but I just feel like a very, just like, general energy. And I feel like this reading is saying you need to pick a lane, basically. And I feel that you need to commit to one side or the other. And I'm not talking about your beliefs or anything like that. This is like a little bit different. I feel like this is asking you to kind of almost like commit to your, commit to something on a very deep level instead of just being middle of the road, right? Some of you, this is a relationship. For others, this is like a business or a job that you're being asked to like really dive deep and really commit to here, is what I would say. And that's what I feel like this is talking about, this reading. I hope that makes sense. I just want to clarify this Tower. What is going on with the Tower card here? I don't know, Empress, abundance. It could be like a shocking amount of abundance coming in for you. Knight of Pentacles here, progress, and the Ten of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? Total abundance. This is why I always say the Tower is not necessarily a bad thing. The Tower can represent a revelation. With the Temperance card, Temperance says you can turn a negative into a positive, right? With Temperance, we have total control over like how we take things or, how things turn out in our lives. So in a lot of ways, I feel like you could easily turn like a negative into a positive with that Temperance energy, and you could turn something around. The Tower, this could also just be kind of like a revelation, some sort of new understanding. You have the King of Swords here. King of Swords is like clarity, so I feel like you're gaining a lot of clarity. And Queen of Swords, divine counterparts. And the High Priestess, trust your intuition. Again, like I said, definitely not sure about the future, right? High Priestess. High Priestess is a card of potential, and she's on top of that Ten of Pentacles. It's like something that you're thinking about working on has great potential, but I feel like you need to like take action. I also feel, part of me feels like the King and Queen of Swords is like some sort of past experience that you had. I do not personally like the King and Queen of Swords as divine counterparts in a reading. To me, they're not, happy with each other. Let's put it that way. So for some of you, I would be careful of like allowing a past relationship to control a new one, is what I would say here. And you have the Seven of Pentacles, definitely time for change, is what I'm going to say to you, Leo. All in all, not a bad reading. I feel like you're making a change, and again, I feel like the future is very bright. It's like there's some sort of accomplishment or success coming in for you. What is this? I want to see, what is this new thing? Like, what is this future that you're working towards? The Ace of Swords, victory, probably your inner truth as well. Death card, major transformation. And the Fool, total new beginning. So I feel like what your future is kind of like going to lead to a victory. Inner truth coming out makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I think with the astrology, this is true for everyone, that our whatever our inner truth is going to be revealed, right? And so we're seeing this a lot, and I feel like that will continue. Death card is a change. Fool is a new beginning. I've talked to you about this before, Leo. I feel like a lot of you, even if you've been doing something like a career or job for 20, 30 years, I feel like a lot of you could be making a change towards something more futuristic. That's kind of like what I get for you here. So I feel like the future is very bright for you, Leo, but love it. So thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, Leo, and definitely enjoy your week.